It's time for another new Kansas City Spotlight. Here's your host, Lauren Scott.
Talking to a parent or loved one about moving into a senior living community can be an incredibly difficult conversation. It might feel easier to wait, but experts say the conversation only gets harder. So today we are joined by senior living expert Jerry Carley to answer your questions about modern senior care. Good morning, Jerry.
Very good, Lauren. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
What are some of the biggest myths about senior living?
One is that senior living communities are boring and isolating. Well, in fact, that's not the case anymore, especially. There's all kinds of activities such as entertainment, educational opportunities, community outings, and just all kinds of events for folks to meet up with friends. Another one is that you give up your privacy. Well, today's assisted living facilities and independent living facilities specifically are designed as apartment complexes, essentially. So by that very design, you get a great deal of privacy, similar to what you would get if you lived in a normal apartment complex.
What should families look for in a senior living community?
Take a tour of the facility. You need to do that. Don't just go by word of mouth from what people say. And then look for the residents and see how they are interacting with folks. And ask them questions if you can, because if they're happy, they're going to be the strongest advocates for that community and will share what it is really like to live there. And of course, you need to look for cleanliness, the types of food, and if you have an opportunity, have a meal there, because the meals and the quality of those meals are so incredibly important. And look at how the staff are interacting. A simple thing to look for is that smiling staff members indicate that they enjoy their work. This will carry over to the care that they provide to your loved ones.
What are the best ways to start a conversation with a loved one about senior living options?
Starting the conversation early when the move is not imminent is much easier to have with the loved one, because you're not being pressured, or they don't think, well, this is something that I have to do. But when you do have that conversation, listen with your full attention and let the conversation flow. Don't push. Because you want to make sure that this person, your loved one, your mom, dad, whoever it happens to be, feels very comfortable with the decision that could potentially be made at some point in the future. Instead of saying, Dad, I think you need to do this, it's ask the question, Dad, if you need care, what would you like to see happen? Mm-hmm. That will help to define and help to delineate what their comfort level is if or when they have to make this decision. Just remember, you are your parents' or your loved one's best advocate and resource. Go to www.benedictinliving.org.
This Kansas City Spotlight has been paid for by Benedictine.